I looked at Michelle Cooper's goal immediately, and the emotions in her face, like she was yelling and like maybe crying a little bit. Just very special moment.
Yeah, the expectations that comes with a number 2 overall draft pick, that people were so highly on, has got to be through the roof. And for her to now have her first cap with a national team, senior national team, and to score a goal, in her second cap, in that one, to score a goal, man, that's kind of storybookish, so.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank. If you're thinking about starting a business or know someone who is, check out Emprise Bank's SBA loans. It's always good to know your options, and they can be your partner in possible.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Currently on No Other Pod, your favorite sports network in Kansas City, KCSN. It's me, Daniel Kooser, still here, still on pain meds, doing just great. Here with my good buddy Chris Wright to help me steer this ship. Chris, what's going on, my man?
Oh man, I don't know if I'm the person you want to help you steer that, but I'll do my best.
Do your best, dude. Look at me. This is my new office for a bit because I'm not tackling stairs at the moment, so I'm downstairs. It feels weird, but that's where I'm at. So what are you gonna do?
Looks good, man.
Yeah. What's been going on the last 2 weeks? Anything?
Oh, just a couple things. I don't know where you want to get started. But
I'm asking about you. I'm asking about you,
me
bro.
Personally.
Yeah.
I mean, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of same old.
It was boring 9 to 5, huh?
Boring 9 to 5. Doing some rec sports. I did some dodgeball.
Hey.
Dodgeball.
Careful. We're getting up there in age. Don't you hurt yourself.
I did roll my ankle a little bit.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There it is.
It was like a 3 or 4 on 1. I did a nice little twirl. I'm gonna call it a twirl, but probably looked pretty badass at the time. And then just kind of came down on my side, walked it off, didn't think much of it, and then went home and it ballooned on me.
Well, now you're out 6 to 8 weeks, bro. You're questionable to return. I don't know if you're going to make the rest of the season.
I don't know about you, man, but like I used to never get injured, ever. I could walk up, not even stretch, do nothing, hit the field, play hard, go home. No big deal. Now I get little nicks and little things and they take forever to heal. Man.
As things get older, things get tighter and bodies get a little more brittle. And I'm going to compare it to this, man. Did you ever have a Stretch Armstrong? Do you remember those?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so I had a Stretch Armstrong. Anyone who doesn't know what this is, it was a little guy whose arms and legs stretched and his head and his body he stretched. Well, guess what? I didn't play with him for a while, and he sat in my drawer for a bit, and he got old and decrepit. And so what happened when I broke him out? I tried to stretch him, and his whole arm broke off. The whole thing just broke. There was no stretching. And I was like, oh no, is this what's to come of us? It's the perfect analogy, dude.
It is. It's no joke either, man. You don't think it's going to happen to you, right? Like when I was younger, I'm like, not me. I don't know what that guy's doing, but it's not going to happen to me. It's happening to me.
If you don't listen to the men's side of things over on No Other Pod, I have had bones sliced out of my body and replaced with titanium. That's right. Look out for me coming into the airport. I'm a problem. And metal detectors are going to be all over me. It is what it is. But dude, I have like range of motion back, bro. Like standing adductor exercises, like when you stand on one leg and lift your leg out to the side and bring it back together. I could never bring them back together. I could never squeeze my knees together. Guess who's got that range of motion back now? It's crazy. I didn't know I could ever do it, but here I am.
I'm glad to have you back.
It's not
range of motion and all.
I know. I sent you those pictures, right? Those things that look like sloppy joes from a distance.
You did. I was kind of hoping for some nunchucks, but
nunchucks? No, bro. Those things go in the incinerator. So that's how that works. It's a damn shame they wouldn't let me keep my own bones. I grew them. Am I not entitled to them? Is this what's come to the American healthcare system where I can't keep my own bones?
I'm right there with you, man. It's cold-blooded.
I have a buddy who had to get his legs amputated, and they asked him if he wanted to keep his legs. Did I tell you that already?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was having some deja vu. Like I said, bro, We're talking oxycodone and tramadol. I'm all over the place over here. It's a wild time.
So will you be able to play in any media games on the sporting side or current side?
How about
you're available?
I'm either going to play the old Daniel Sperry forward poacher role, or I'm going to play the goalkeeper who doesn't dive to the ground. That's what one of those I think I could. Or I'm just a wandering coach. I just clap it out. Hey, you all are doing a great job. Great job. Good hustle.
What about the center back who pushes their teammates, from time to time?
No, I've been that guy.
No, okay.
Yeah, been him. I got to do something different.
Deal.
Dude, we left off, about 14 days ago. February 11th, that was when we last recorded. And guess what? We said on the pod that morning, dude, Michelle Cooper and Claire Hutton may just earn a a senior national team call up. We'll have to wait and see. And then lo and behold, before lunchtime, that was a reality. So always happy to have things happen before we hit publish on these things. But I will tell you, I cannot be more happy for them. They are in the thick of the She Believes Cup. Don't get me started on the name. It's been a bad name forever, but it is what it is.
How condescending, though, right? Like, you wouldn't call it He Believes.
No, probably not. I'm sure there's a million other names. Dude, people get paid to come up with names, by the way. Like, marketing professionals get paid to do that. And I'm like, that's what you got? That's what you came up with? You got in a room of like-minded people and brainstormed this? Okay, if that's what you're proud of.
I know it's been going on forever. So, I mean, maybe when it originated, it kind of made some sense. But women's sports is, vastly grown. Right? And now it's a whole nother, can't even be compared to what it used to be. So I kind of hope they change the name.
It's I don't know. Well, we keep winning this thing. We just keep winning, and they are getting time, dude. I think we're gonna jump into what their playing time here a little later, but they're with the team right now, man. They've played 2 games. They got 1 to go. Things are looking good. But something that happened a few days later was that Kansas City was selected as the 2025 Mex Tour W host city for the Mexican women's national team friendly against Jamaica at CPKC Stadium. So what a fun time to have an opportunity to go see 2 teams that you may never see. Now, I've seen the Mexican women's national team at LAFC Stadium, so that was a fun time. But this is awesome, dude. Coming to Kansas City, there's a huge Mexican population that would love to see that team at least.
I mean, I know I sound like I'm on repeat, but when they built this stadium, this is what they had in mind, right? Like, bringing, even if they're not playing Kansas City, right? Bring some international teams, bring some teams that you're never able to see in person, here to Kansas City. And I mean, you're going to get to see some pretty good names, right? Some pretty good international Mexican names. So I'm excited. We got tickets once they were announced. Pretty excited.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what was what's the dates on that? Do you know?
Yeah, it's Mexico will face Jamaica April 5th.
Yeah, okay. I think I didn't jump on that because I'm
you might have been
doing a wall.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a Laugh Lines improv show that night, so that's why I did not. Boo-hoo. All right.
Yeah. To your point, though, man, take advantage of it, right? Like you said, we have a big Mexican population or Hispanic population in Kansas City, so
yeah,
should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Did you get like your season seats, or did you get somewhere else?
We got the same section, but just
okay.
The front row of the same section. So 226. Yeah.
Let me know how that sits, because we might need to look at moving up someday from where we're at. Let me know what that leg room's like. Daddy likes some leg room. I don't know how the new hips are going to hang out with leg room, but life is feeling good, man. I've been going for walks around the neighborhood, dude. And this older lady went walking past me, and I was like, she trying to race? Like, she trying to race me right now?
Marissa have to be like, calm down. This is not a competition.
And the lady goes, looking good. And I was like, don't patronize me. But it was nice. It was nice for her to say something.
That's funny.
Another thing worth mentioning, dude, forward Tim Wachawinga and midfield Jericho also got called up to national team. I got to tell you one thing. I don't want Chewinga to ever get called up to the national team because I don't want her to miss time with our team. That's how that goes. I'm selfish, and I kind of look at like club over country in certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to put her in bubble wrap, essentially. Like, just,
Yeah.
I don't want, it is selfish, right? I just don't want her to
Sure.
pick up anything.
She doesn't have a history of injuries by any means, but like, let's not start.
I mean, as hard as she plays, like, I mean, her prevention and rehab must be pretty wild, considering how hard she plays.
Oh, it has to be. Dude, the way she I can't imagine. But this is good for them, right? I mean, Jericho gets on the field every now and then, man, and brings a little spark, but we haven't seen enough of her to really, pique our interest. You know what I mean?
It's a deep roster. I mean, that's not, anything on her. It's just a really incredibly talented roster and a deep position. So it's going to be hard for her to get any playing time. But I saw a stat the other day. I can't remember what website, but they had like the top African players in terms of like their transfer value of their perceived worth or value. And Chewinga's sister was number 1 and Chewinga was number 2 and Banda was like 4 or 5. So the Chewinga sisters, at least according to that metric or that website, top 2 players, out of Africa right now. So that's pretty cool. See if I can hunt that down.
That's actually really cool. Wow, dude. Family must be so freaking proud.
The whole continent of Africa, you and your sister, or at least in that way, is 1 and 2, man. So really cool.
Just the pride and joy of the whole freaking continent. That's insane. Last little bit before I kick it to the break. KC current forward Haley Hopkins, who we just freaking got on the team, agreed to a contract extension, man. She joined the club in late January, and they've agreed to a 2-year extension through the 2027 season. That's pretty cool. I mean, I think she was only on a 1 year when they brought her in, so they must have seen enough in preseason, right? In training to be like, let's go ahead and get a deal done. Let's get her on here for 2 years.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I imagine they brought her in thinking maybe an extension. Let's just kind of see how things shake out. But as soon as they brought her in, man, right out the gate, they extended her. So that gives me a lot of confidence in what the front office, Flotko, and the GM are doing. And again, she brings something a little different from all of our other forwards or attackers. So, it's nice to have that kind of different flexibility to where you can, morph around other teams and their defensive style and always give your opponent some type of look at, it's a chess match, right? Like give their opponent a look that, they're not used to seeing or take advantage of their defensive weakness. And, she's going to be a part of that for sure.
Oh, 100%, man. Do you realize that we kick off this season in less than a month?
That's wild.
I mean, March 15th is on the horizon, dude. If you're listening to this when it comes out, I mean, it's the 26th right now. You're looking at it. It's 2 weeks from this Saturday. I mean, things are ramping up, dude. If we did another every other week schedule, we're coming back with a real opener preview. We're previewing the first game next podcast. That seems weird.
I'm excited though. I'm excited. This off season seems so long, but also not really, right? Time goes by pretty quickly, or at least that's how it feels. So
yeah,
I'm excited. And we're going to have more roster news, as the roster kind of gets cut down into shape. And, if you go to Kansas City Current store, at least on the phone, they have a banner or a countdown rather, that I imagine will be the jersey release, which I think we all have already seen the preview of that.
Yeah, there's been a little preview, been a little maybe potentially getting a teal jersey this year. It's pretty exciting. I love a good tease, but I also kind of wish there was some way to keep it under wraps a little better. How do these teases happen year after year?
I don't know. Like I just logged on social media and I saw it right there and I was like, oh, I mean, I like the jersey.
Did you or did I send it to you? Like you saw it before I sent it to you?
I think it was simultaneously.
Oh, hey, look at that. Cool.
But did you like it? We could talk about it next week.
From
but,
what you can see, like
Yeah.
a little blurry and whatnot. So
yeah.
we'll have to see what happens. Cool. Hey, I'm gonna want to talk about this U.S. Women's National Games and all that fun stuff. So we're gonna kick it to break real fast, and we'll do that when we come back. So hang tight.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
Man, oh man, it is a new season's upon us, bro. You wanna know how I'm feeling old right now? I had to go to the motor vehicle annex and get my handicap placard. Had to do it. I had to do it, man. That is good through August, my man. That's VIP parking, baby.
Wow. No long walks for you. Right up front every time.
100%. Except at Casey Current, you have to like buy a handicap parking pass through them, and they're very limited, which almost feels illegal. Like it almost feels illegal to not have handicap parking free and available, you know? Feels different.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good point.
Whatever. You're like, yeah, I don't care. You're handicapped, not me. Hey, there's been a couple USA games. And if you're listening to this today on a Wednesday, there's another one tonight at 9:30 versus Japan. Now this is essentially the championship, right? Against Japan, since they both won both their other games. So I have enjoyed the two games that we've seen. Like USA, this coach is on a roll. These players are on a roll. Also, players keep getting married. So I'm like, I see the new roster come out. I see like the starting 11, and I'm like, oh wow, a lot of new names in the starting 11. And it's like, yeah, technically there were a lot of new names, but the same people.
Like, who's this Heaps? Like, I'm not familiar with this Heaps.
Oh my God, that killed me so bad. I was like, who the hell is that? Lynn Williams with a new last name. Crazy. Everyone went and got hitched in the off season. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, these games are so fun to watch. I love giving younger players the opportunity to get in and just show a little something. And ultimately, like, we're kind of in the gray area. There's no Olympics. There's no World Cup. Like, let's bring in our youth. Like, let's bring in some of the younger players. Let them get experience and kind of see what they got. And like you mentioned, Michelle Cooper and Claire Hutton got called up, man. And I was actually kind of surprised they got in the game. Usually, at least from our, experience, with like Mace and French, either they don't get playing time or they kind of come in the last 10 minutes of a game, and, you're excited to see them there. But the first one against Colombia, man, Cooper got it. Cooper got right in there.
Cooper got in at the end. She was very close to like providing an assist a time or two. Didn't see Claire Hutton in the first game, but Cooper got in, man, and I was so excited. So excited when I saw her number on the sideline getting ready to check into the game. Just when it's a hometown person like that, not hometown, but when it's someone who plays for your club about to check in on the national stage, it's a whole different feeling. It's awesome.
Well, what was kind of interesting, it was her and Lynn Williams. I would butcher her last name. They're coming in together, right? And then you just kind of look back at the trade, essentially one for the other. But yeah, man, I think there's so much pride and joy that this team.
Good point. Don't skip over that real quick. Good point. I mean, we forget that. Like, we traded Casey Current, traded Lynn Williams so they could draft Michelle Cooper. And then they both checked into this game together. Like, they are on the same stage in the same game, coming in at the same time. Starting to look like maybe the trade was a positive trade, yeah?
I think it worked out for everybody. Lynn won a championship with Gotham. We got, we got a starting, right wing, hopefully future national team staple.
Yeah.
Right. So
Sorry to interrupt you. I didn't mean to set you off track there.
No, you're good. What's kind of interesting is in the game against Australia, 2 players scored, Williams and Cooper. So that's kind of funny. But going back to Colombia, Cooper played 26 minutes, 20 touches, 12 for 14 in passes. Had a couple of duels and long balls, but and some interceptions, man. She got back on defense too. She had that one nice ball over the top. I can't remember who it was to. There was a nice ball. She just dropped it right over the defense. And then she had a really nice cross as well, where the Columbia is known for being very physical. They like to muddy the game up, to be very physical. And they try to like shoulder check Cooper and bounce like right off. Yeah, and bounce right off. So I thought that was really, really cool to see how her physicality is, an asset in the world stage.
Heaps was what was Heaps' maiden name? Why am I drawing a blank there? Huh?
Oh, Lindsey Horan.
Lindsey Horan, that's right. So Lindsey Heaps now, she at halftime of that game, she goes over to the referee and has a conversation with him, and immediately gets pulled in to do a little interview with the broadcast. And he immediately asked, like, "Oh, what did you say to the referee there at halftime?" And she's like, I told them to take control of this game. Like, someone's going to get hurt out here. They need to be more protective of the players. And you saw it too, man, because Lindsay was getting taken out.
Yeah,
I think she wears a little tape like on her knee, thigh and knee area, and just kept getting taken down to the ground. So I'm like, she's probably speaking like, "Hey, take care of us, please. I'm getting my ass kicked out here."
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, I know do you remember the last time they played? Like, they got really physical. So
yeah, I remember that GIF of Trinity Rodman telling that other gal to back the fuck up.
Oh, that was so cool. I loved it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah, Australia game comes though, man, and we get Claire Hutton in the starting lineup. Now, full transparency, buddy, I had the week from hell last week. It was my first full week at home, out of the hospital, slept in the recliner majority of the week, and then finally slept in my bed, and I needed some sleep that day. I was like, I'm drowning. I'm feeling like shit. And I just forgot the game was on. And I was like, I'm just, okay, I've got to go to bed, whatever. And I wake up and I see all this happening. I see Claire Hutton started. I see Michelle Cooper scored. And I was so mad, but also so happy because I slept like a log for like 90 minutes. But but also happy for them. Very happy, man. I looked up Michelle Cooper's goal immediately, and the emotions in her face, like she was yelling and like maybe crying a little bit. Just very special moment.
Yeah, the expectations that comes with a number 2 overall draft pick, that people were so highly on, has got to be through the roof. And for her to now have her first cap with a national team, senior national team, and to score a goal, in her second cap, in that one, to score a goal, man, that's kind of storybookish, so I think the whole city is just really happy for her. It's kind of, she's definitely one of our own, right? I'm just super happy for her, and hopefully she can get some more playing time. And she's really kind of put on a good display, for this coach, Emma Hayes. So hopefully they keep her on the radar. And one thing worth noting too, with, Claire Hutton, her being in midfield and more on the defensive side, she doesn't get a lot of stuff up front. So, less likely to score goals or get assists. But according to SofaScore, she was the second highest rated player for the U.S. in that game.
Dude, so that doesn't even surprise me. That doesn't even surprise me because she does the stuff that's not the flashy stuff. Claire Hutton does the things that are important, but it's not getting on a stat sheet. No one's really going to take notice of you. But she's doing her job, dude. And she's top tier, man. Claire Hutton. I'm just so impressed.
She had, 70 minutes, right? First cap of the senior team, 70 minutes, 33 from 36 for pass accuracy, 92%. She's 19 years old, 51 touches, completed all of her long ball passes, some interceptions and tackles, but she just commands the game back there, man, and does not give anybody anything easy. And the one thing I don't think she ever gets enough credit for is her ability to to shut down passing lanes. Right. Her placement and feel for where she needs to be is absolutely incredible. that's hard to teach, right? That's an instinct, and that's exactly what she has. So super cool for her, man. Hopefully she can get in some more games. And then, taking a look at Cooper for this one against Australia, 28 minutes, obviously 1 goal, 25 touches. She was a menace down there, man. She was always kind of poaching, always kind of trying to be right place. Almost had there was kind of an awkward bounce or awkward, situation where she couldn't quite get in the right position, take a shot on goal. But yeah, man. And that goal she scored, by the way, was pretty calm, pretty cool and collected, right?
Yeah.
Second game with the national team, the ball kind of falls to you. And then Centaur was kind of coming with the ball a little bit. So it's kind of like, do you let her have it? Do you take it? It was kind of, that judgment call that she made. And she just put the ball right in the back of the net.
Hell yeah, dude. She's always a menace, though. You see how she plays in Kansas City. You think that's just going to change in the international game?
Her effort, though, man. That when you watch it with your eyes, the eye test, her effort's always pretty high level. So hopefully that translates to the coaching staff and they want to, keep bringing her in.
I would assume so. Sorry for the laptop earthquake. Just changing out ice packs. Don't mind me. Got to just keep icing these babies.
Ice it up.
Titanium now, bro. I'm part titanium. It is what it is. I think that you think we got a good shot against Japan tonight?
It's gonna be tough, man. It is gonna be tough. They are. They're number one in the table, right? I think they scored 7 goals. They absolutely destroyed Colombia. Obviously the same with Australia. So, sorry, they scored 8. I apologize. 8 goals, and they only gave up 1. So, they're pretty, very talented, and they have a good mix of veterans and younger players. So,
well, the last FIFA rankings were December 13th. So, USA is still top ranked right there, which is pretty awesome. It's where we deserve to be. Things have been going very well. Japan's sitting at 8th back in December. So, they're still a good team, man. Any top team country, any top 10 country is worth their salt,
Right. How do you see this game shaking out? Do you have any prediction or just?
They always play us pretty hard. You know what I mean? This isn't the first time we've played against Japan. They always have some good. They have some good players in MLS, man. They're no strangers to the competition on the USA team either. So I think it could be very fair, very very tightly matched. I think that 9:30 is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I know it's a West Coast game. We'll do my best to stay up and watch it all.
I'm curious to see how they, the starting roster, they stick with some of the veterans who've been in the World Cup and the Olympics, or do they, continue to give the younger players a chance in this game?
Well, is it really giving the younger players a chance if the younger players are scoring goals and doing very well in the midfield? That's a
solid point.
Even the goals that were scored in the first game, my God, it was scored by someone who hasn't scored a goal for their national team in 3 years, and then someone it was their first national team goal. That's amazing. That doesn't happen. It's fun to hear new names called. It's not just Alex Morgan again, or I don't know, I'm blanking. That's just the first name that came to mind. But it's you're hearing new names that's kind of shakes it up a little bit, and that's growth. That's positive roster movement. Things are going well.
Well, interesting thing to kind of back that up here. Just looking at the SofaScore, top players for 2025 in this tournament. Their rating. I'm not exactly sure all the metrics that go into it, but looking at the top 12 players, Jaden Shaw, Katarina Macario, who's younger, Alex Sentinor, she was a rookie last year. Heaps is 4th, but obviously she's a veteran. Johannes is 5, Hutton was 6, Tara McEwen was 7, Alyssa Thompson 8, Nicewarner 9, Emily Sams Sam Coffey and then Michelle Cooper. So the list I just gave was 3/4 younger players. 3/4, 35% of that was younger players. So that just goes to show you that we have a really good crop of players coming up here.
I love that, man. I love it because, I mean, I don't want to say these games haven't been meaningful because it is a little round robin tournament.
Yeah.
It is. There is a little trophy at the end, right?
Probably, yeah.
So it matters. It matters, but it's that Futures Camp was everything. I mean, to bring it back to the local Kansas City talk here, to get Michelle and Claire in that conversation, dude. At that point, they're looking at the next World Cup cycle. They're looking to get into that team, into the next Olympic team. Like, that's their goal for the future. And that's something to keep an eye on, man, because they're with us for a bit.
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of see how the U.S. national team continues to build out, and Hutton and Cooper's involvement. Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, they're always going to be in the conversation of being called up, right? Whether that's for a big tournament or not, I don't know, but just perpetual competition, they should always be in that conversation.
Yep.
So that's really exciting.
100%. Cool, man. What else are we seeing? It's a pretty light couple of weeks, folks. I mean, that's how we pretty much figured that's how it would be. Are you seeing anything that I'm missing here?
Not really. I know they had an exhibition game a couple days ago against Louisville. Didn't get to see that.
Right. How'd that go? I didn't even pay attention.
I mean, they didn't announce any score or have any commentary. Typically, or they used to post like a running commentary on. They used to post a running commentary on their social media, but
okay. Did you say we won though?
Oh, I don't know. Like, they didn't announce it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. It's a little friendly. Whatever. Okay. Cool. Well, god dang, dude. You want me to wrap this thing up? A little short little pod?
Yeah. That works for me.
Okay. Appreciate you being here. We talked about what we could, folks. Thank you for listening every time we get some new stuff. So next time we're at you, I bet we're talking about home opener, season opener at home. So I'm very excited about that, man, to get back out there because that energy is electric. If you could, leave us 5-star rating and review on Apple Pods, Spotify. You want to send us a question, nootherpod@gmail.com. We'll address it on the air for you. Hit us up on socials at nootherpod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21, Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, all the stuff. And we'll just count on seeing you guys soon. So thanks so much. Love you so much. Talk to you later.